Today I'm going to show you how to make a house track like this, step by step. I'm going to go from zero to hero on the Torso T-1. Let's get into it. All right, let's go from when you plug the T1 in. Now you're going to see an orange button probably right there. And you're looking at the track page, and that's indicating that track 1 is selected. And so any changes you make with the encoders will impact track 1. You can also select multiple tracks at one time. So any changes you make in the encoders will affect all of those tracks. So let's go down here to this track. Let's start here with track 9 and start with this channel encoder. If you push in on it, you can see which MIDI channel that track's going out to. It's going out to MIDI channel 9. If you double click on these encoders, you can lock it into the channel page. You can send that track 9, out to multiple MIDI channels if you want to. But you can also send another track, say track 10, you can send it through track 9 and take advantage of track 9's encoder settings. A lot of these encoders have dual function, and this one is channel. The secondary function is output. You get that by holding the control down. So go in there, hold down control. Now I see that I can send the MIDI from track 10 through track 9 to take advantage of track 9's settings there on the encoders. So this is track 9 is my kick track, and I have it sent out to MIDI channel 9. So now I can move over to these 8 encoders here, and labeled across the top, it tells you what the encoders, which section you're in. So the first 8 is called shape, next 4 groove, then these 2 are tonal, and then these last 4 here are setup. So that is how they have them grouped. So we'll start now with these 8 here in shape. So starting with steps here, you can change the number of steps that are in your track. So you can do polymeter, and you can have, you hold down control, you see 4 pages. You can have 4 pages of 16. If I keep turning that, then suddenly pattern lights up. So I go 17, 18, 19 on up there, all the way up to 64. But I'm going to stick with 16. And then move to the next one. It's pulses. I can hit play and add some pulses to the kick. And we got a 4 on the floor beat going. Then I'll hit bank to get back out to that track view, you know, the main page. Then I'll go to my snare track. Got to put some pulses in the snare track. And you see that they're in the wrong spot. The snares are on the 1 and 9, and they should be on the 5 and 13. But that's not a problem, because the secondary function of the pulses encoder is rotate. So I can hold down control, and I can just rotate those over where they should be. Hit bank, come back to the track page. Now with the hi-hats, we can do a couple of different things. So I can add some pulses in there, Euclidean pulses. And then I could use repeats to fill them in. And then use time and pace on this encoder to get interesting results. I change the time of the repeat. And I can even change the pace between the times. Get some acceleration between them. I'll hit clear, and you can clear out any of the changes you've made in these encoders. Now let me go with more of a standard fill there. And I can add accent to them using this accent encoder. If I hold Control, I have various accent types, prefigured accent types I can put in there. So those would be the groove, the secondary function. So I had to skip around a little bit. I didn't stick with just these 8 in shape. I moved over to groove. These 4 are groove because when I was hitting the hi-hat, I realized that I needed to cover accent and groove. I might as well go ahead and hit timing and delay while I'm here, because timing and delay are the swing. Go to my rim taps there. Some rim taps in. Then I can go to my snare track and unmute that. Do a little snare roll. Now, I don't know if you noticed there, but mute didn't take effect till I let off the mute. So I could set up a whole bunch of things ahead of time, and then it wouldn't take effect till I let off of mute, which is convenient. Okay, now getting to voicing style encoder, range and phrase encoder, and we can do a little music here. So track 2 is going to be my house chord. And so I can go into pitch. So I'll just do a 7th chord there. Start adding some pulses. Pitch that down a bit. So voicing kind of inverts the chord. Let's listen to what it does. Go in that page of voicing, hold Control. And it'll play arpeggios. Range. It's going to push my chord up and down inside a given range. Hold down Control while in range. It's going to give me some presets. Let's put a little bass in there with it. So I reduce the steps down so I get more variation in my bass. Odd number of steps now. And with the mono track like that, with the voicing, I can get some octaves. Hold down on random and turn it to pink. That means 100% random. And now we get to cycles, which is what a lot of house tunes do. They'll play 16, then they'll go up for 16, down for 16, and come back home again. So we could do something like that with our cycles. I'm going to have this apply to 2 different tracks, the bass line and my chord, my house chord. So there's the 4 cycles. I can have, hold down control, and I could have 16 different cycles, but a cycle is going to play 16, 16, 16, like that, and I can make changes every time. So the first 16 I'll have play normally, and the next 16 starts flashing red there. I will turn the pitch up to an E. The next 16, I'll turn the pitch of both of those down to a G. And let's see what that did. Come out of it. And now I want another one of these house chord tracks, but this house chord I'm going to arpeggiate. And so I will hold down Control and Clear and the house chord, and I'll simply touch that one there. Now it's going to have to be on a different MIDI track though, so I'll hold down Channel and make sure that that's not going to the same MIDI track as the track I just copied. I want it to go to its own MIDI track. But the notes and everything and the pitches are already on that track right there. So now I can arpeggiate that one along with this thing, and it should go along with the cycles and everything. Wrapping it up here, I think you might want to do a solo, like a keyboard solo. And you can do that by changing the status of one of these tracks. So let's go with that one there. And that's channel 4, MIDI channel 4 out. And I will hold Control and hit that track. That's CC control. These knobs are fixed CCs. So I think this one's 70. The various ones, and you can use it to, you can map it in Ableton, of course, control anything with it. But it's could be mapped to Roland's filter, I think is number 70 maybe. And so you can use these as CC knobs if the track is blue like that. Control, hit it again, and now it's pink, and now it can be used as a keyboard. So if you double click pitch, now we can use MIDI channel 4, keyboard out, and do a little keyboard solo on that one. All right, hopefully I didn't leave anything out, and that should take you pretty deep into the Torso T1, and I hope you enjoyed that. Please join me over there on my Patreon, And all of my patches that I've done in these videos are over there, and we can talk one-on-one over there in the chat. So visit me over there. Be sure and subscribe and hit the thumbs up so my video will rise up in the algorithm. And I'll see you in the next video.